Hey, what's up guys, it's Liam on CSGO Station, and today I'm going to be talking about how to rank up fast in CSGO. Previously I have made a recoil control video, but some people felt that that was a little bit too in-depth for beginners. I got a lot of tweets and comments saying so I wanted to really break down the 5 parts I think you should learn in the game, and then you can go and watch the in-depth versions on the channel as well. So I just want to talk about the fundamentals at first. The first thing you need to learn in the game is recoil control and movement. That's kind of obvious, that's why I did the first one, so you can go and check that video out now and learn about recoil controls for every single gun in the game. I think it'll be really helpful for newer players. Part 2 is going to be about economy and how matchmaking works and when to buy guns and when to save and things like that. Part 3 will be actually about specific smokes and flashes and when it's good to use them. Part 4 will be communication with your teammates, such as callouts and different things like that. And Part 5 I'm going to do advanced movement, so real advanced recoil control and strafing, pre-firing, counter-strafing, all these different things. So they're the 5 parts that I think you should learn in the game, and you can go and click on them and look at the in-depth at any point. But if you're new to the game, then I suggest you watch this and I will tell you exactly what you need to learn. So for recoil control, straight away as soon as you get the game, you notice your bullets don't go straight. Each gun's got a different pattern, and a lot of guns you shouldn't be moving and shooting with. You need to stop still and shoot at them at head height, which is where you should always be aiming with every gun. You should be at the head, ready to ping them, because the headshots do so much more damage than body shots on this game. You should always be aiming for the head. Each gun, each class got different spray patterns. Most of them you drag down with, and that way the bullets will then go up and hit them again in the head potentially. That's if you're learning the spray patterns properly and that you're getting to use them. Some guns you can move and shoot with, such as pistols and SMGs and even assault rifles in some situations, but you're always better off standing still with these guns. It's just a lot more useful to use SMGs sometimes if you're ecoing and you're rushing a site and you just want to catch people off guard by full strafing them. So SMGs are good for this. You can jump shot with some guns such as the Scout and the shotguns, but most other guns you cannot jump shot with. There's other guns such as LMGs and the AWP, which is a sniper rifle, that also have their own ways of using them within the game. So if you want to see an in-depth recoil control, make sure you go check that out. I have got a very good video on it, and I hope you enjoy it if you do. The second thing you need to learn about is economy and how matchmaking works. So when you join a game of competitive, which is the main point in Counter-Strike, you'll realize that you've got a certain amount of money. When you start off the game, you'll only have $800, and you will use the first round to be a pistol round. You'll try and win the round, and if you do, you'll earn a lot of money. And if you don't win the round, you won't earn money, which then in the next round forces a completely different style of play where one team can afford weapons and the other team can't. They then may have to save to get enough money for the third round, which is where the game really begins. People start getting all the better guns, and it's a very, very in-depth meta which just goes on, and you still learn about it even when you've played the game for 1,000 hours. You just learn new things and when to buy and eco rushes, and even as much as figuring out what the other team are buying so that you can then counter strat that. There's a lot about the economy, and again there'll be a video on all of these 5 sections on the channel at some point. I will go in depth and I hope that they help. The third part is smokes, flashes, other utilities such as grenades or diffuse kits, which are extras you can buy within the game. These can all be very helpful. Smokes are great to smoke off certain parts of the map so that you can access them without the enemy team seeing you and get vantage points on your enemies. Flashes are there for a very similar reason. You'll pop flash, which means you can flash enemy team without them even being able to turn away from it, flash everybody on site, walk up and kill them. And then you've got the grenades or frag grenades, which are there to just do chip damage. If you think that they're rushing you, you can throw it at them, do 30-40 damage to the whole team. Very, very useful. And finally, you've got incense, which you put on the floor, and if they run through them, they're going to do a lot of damage. Again, there'll be an in-depth tutorial on how to use these, when to use these, and why they are specifically so good on the channel. Part 4 is going to be about communication and working as a team, because believe it or not, a lot of people don't really know how to work as a team when they play CSGO, and I would recommend to anyone that is new to the game that you do get in a team, find people to play with, people that you bump into that aren't complete assholes, and play the game with them and learn it as a team, because having communication will always be better than having a random guy that doesn't have a microphone and not being able to communicate and move around the map and do exactly what you want to and buy at the same time, and then the economy messes up. So all 5 parts of this all coincide with each other. At some point they will all coincide and affect each other. So communication is going to be a very important thing to learn. What callouts are, calling out at the right time, try not to blame your team. It just goes on and on and on. So make sure you just try and be happy and play as a team, because if everyone starts arguing, it's never good. The final part, the last thing that you want to start learning, which is when you really start moving through the ranks, is things like advanced movement. So you want to know exactly how much recoil control you're going to have. You want to know exactly how many bullets you need to fire at someone to kill them. If you've got to full spray someone, you need to learn how to snap to another target but still aiming low so that the recoil goes in the right direction and kills them. Very advanced stuff. You've got counter strafing, which is where you move to one side and then straight back to the other, and as you press that arrow to go to the other side, you can shoot a bullet which will always go dead straight across the map. Very advanced tactic and very hard to do. There's a lot of other stuff as well. You got spray transition, which I mentioned. You got pre-firing as well, and shoulder peeking. There's so much stuff to the game, guys. All of these things to learn, and I'll try to break them all down for you in separate videos, massive in-depth stuff, and I really hope they help. So they're the 5 fundamentals that you need to learn in the game. This was hopefully more basic for people so that they can understand. Obviously, recoil control is the first thing you want to learn, because it's the first thing. It's shooting. It's where to aim. Aim for the head, shoot at the head, and then drag down. It's kind of that simple, but at the same time, it's nowhere near that simple. I hope that helped, guys, and do be sure to subscribe if you enjoy the channel. Check out the in-depth videos. They'll all be up on my channel at some point, and do have a great day as always. Take care and peace, people.